name is Joel Trudell, 8201 43rd Avenue, Kenosha, and I'm here to say I'm in favor of item number 1 on the agenda. Poverty is a big cause of crime, putting people in that downward spiral of poverty. Got crazy amounts of fines. It's kind of laughable, so that's why.
Thank you. Anybody else from the public wishing to speak on item number 1, please? Yes, your name. We know who you are, but your name and home address for the record, please.
Dave Mel, 7820 36th Avenue. Recently I saw in the paper an article where our police chief was speaking about opiates and how big of a problem it's becoming. Has been for a while and continues to be a problem. I know it's been said before, but I just wanted to remind you guys that there's a lot of studies. I can show you if you want, if you ask. A lot of studies show that marijuana is actually an exit drug for opiates. There's a lot of data suggesting that people get off of opiates by using medicinal marijuana. So we have a problem in Kenosha, we have a solution. We don't want our citizens scared to use their medicine. So I just also wanted to remind you guys that more people voted for the referendum on legalization of marijuana than voted for you. And that includes me too. Almost triple in some of your cases and almost double. This is a very important issue, I believe, for Kenosha. And those were general elections too. Those were elections where a lot of people were out. And so I've heard that the referendum, I've heard that it wasn't asking citizens if they want to lessen the penalty. It was asking for legalization. So if you believe that, I really believe that that's disingenuous. We can't pretend that our citizens don't want this. Study after study, poll after poll, for decades, we know what people want. There's been referendum after referendum in Wisconsin. We know what the people want. Let's not pretend that the referendum didn't specifically say what we're proposing here. The referendum went way above and beyond that. We know what the people want. Don't pretend that we don't. It couldn't be more obvious, honestly. So it stands to reason that if people wanted medicinal in 2018, and if they wanted it to be legalized and available to be taxed, that they would also be open to personal possession, having a lot lesser penalty. It's not like if we legalized it, like the referendum asked, that wouldn't be the circumstance. It was said by an alderman that some people may have voted on the referendum based on the tax money that the state would gain. But that same alderman also told me he's never heard a single citizen complain to him about taxes. So those two things don't add up. If they don't care about taxes, why do they suddenly care about taxes now when it comes to marijuana at a 72% rate? 72% of the people. So we know exactly what they're voting. They know exactly what they're voting on. They do care about this unjust law against the medicinal plant. People of Wisconsin have spoken, as I said, many states or many cities across the state have already done this type of law. We know what people want. They've been clear. You are the legislators that stand in their way. So, one last thing, whether we agree or not, whether we like to admit it or not, there's been a cloud over the city after the Jacob Blake shootings and the 2020 riots. Like I said, whether we agree or not, that's the reality. Some officers didn't appreciate it when I stated that our marijuana laws are harassing our citizens. Let me be clear, I am not talking about our officers. I am talking about the laws, the unjust laws. I'm not just making that up. I'm not just saying that. This is our citizens saying that. It's our duty to correct this issue. Let's offer an olive branch. If you vote no on this, you'll be sending the wrong message, and it can worsen relations with our citizens. So let's do the right thing, listen to your constituents, and let's offer an olive branch. Thank you.
there anybody